Bengaluru, an entirely different iftar took place. Sarposh, a Kashmiri restaurant, hosted an Interfaith Iftar on March 28th, the last Friday of Ramadan, inviting people of all religions to break the fast together.
Wanted to have enough space in my stomach for a good solid meal, so I stayed prepared, and I was really hungry by the time I got here. But my God, there was no being ready for that simple drink they had with the watermelon but with milk. It's unbelievable. It's not a combination you'll think of as fun or even nice, but it's really refreshing and so nice, and all the other food too. It was really fantastic, right? And I think that culture is very key and very important. And I think that's why food is so important, because it really kind of defines who we are, where we're from, down to our family, because there are certain things only our grandmas made. There are certain things only our family knows. So, it's very different for each family, each culture, each. So in that way, I feel like it's more wider and welcoming than religion, because we can all be a part of it, and I think that's a beautiful thing. I think it can sometimes be one of the few things that can bring us together, right? It is I feel blessed and welcomed and really lucky to be invited to something like this, and to enjoy it and to be within that culture is so lovely. So yes, yeah, I think it's great. I think this is apart from music and art and films, and there are all of those things as well, but I think food is like that. It's like film, art and music. It'll bring us together. Yeah. Create problems can be a very wide term, right? What is problematic for some people might not be problematic for another thing. So for me, it will be important to define what the problem is. And I think any problem in any situation that is narrowing down our views and making us less compatible, less diverse, less interested in each other, that is always going to be problematic, because we are diverse, we want different things in our lives. That's the natural way to be. So anything that kind of removes that and tries making everything one is always going to be not healthy, Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Of course, it's a basis for all civilization. is a good meal for me. And plus it's what I do for a living. So, well, I have been friends with Azmat and Azim for a very long time. I was one of their first customers here. In fact, because I love Kashmiri food, and so I've been coming here for a very long time. So now every year they invite me for the iftar parties. So that's why I'm here. So I love this place. It's one of my favorite restaurants. Yes, absolutely. I'm of the very firm opinion that the government and society should stay out of your kitchens, just like they should stay out of your bedrooms. Everybody should be allowed to eat what they want. Just because you don't eat something doesn't mean other person should not eat something. So, and it's become a very political issue now, and not just political, violence and everything associated with it. So I'm a very strong believer in freedom to eat what you want. Of course, not everything. Don't eat endangered species, for example. But more or less, I think that food should be keep politics out of food. Of course, it does, especially if you're from a community that is at some level powerless, and so therefore the power of the state is being brought to bear upon you, especially for your customs and your beliefs and your food habits. It's awful. I am a Hindu and I'm from the majority community, so for me I don't feel that amount of pressure. But if you're from a minority community, it's certainly, you will feel the whole weight of the government upon you. And if it's for something as basic as food, then you start to feel not very happy as a citizen of this country. I like to be an optimist, but at the same time, I see the way our country is going, and it doesn't seem to be ending. It seems to be increasing, but I still have hope. I still have hope in the Constitution of India. I still have hope in this country. I love this country, so I think we will overcome it.
So at Sarposh, this has been our tradition every single year where we do something called the Interfaith Iftar, where we bring people from different faiths together to break their fast together and to celebrate the spirit of community. We've also chosen today, especially for this Interfaith Iftar, because it's the last Friday of Ramadan, which is also celebrated as Quds Day, which is a day of international solidarity with Palestine. I think, considering everything that's happening in the world, with all the bloodshed, all the war, all the absolute total madness, I would say, where people are not willing to look at the other person as a human, these kind of initiatives are our small effort in bringing people together from different walks of life and sitting down at one common table and unifying in just being able to have some food together. Yes, Ramadan is all about abstinence from food. Ramadan is about fasting. Ramadan is about sacrifice, but it's also about people coming together and celebrating the spirit of togetherness and brotherhood. And that's what the Interfaith Iftar has always been about at Sarposh, and that's what we're celebrating here today as well. I think, unfortunately, the world is really polarized. People are, we are living in crazy times where a small thing that's said by somebody is taken out of context. Somebody is dragged through the mud for something that they've said or done, and especially when you come from a marginalized community. Like, I'm a Kashmiri, I'm a Muslim, I'm a woman. So all marginalized communities put together, all identities put together. I think, but I think it's very important to not let fair win in these kind of situations. Yes, unfortunately, if push comes to shove and if that kind of a situation arises, maybe nobody is even going to step up and come and lend a helping hand. But that should not stop you from saying what's the truth. That should not stop you from standing up for what's right, and that should not change. That shouldn't be the cause of you changing your values, because then who are you even as a person if situations and if circumstances make you change your values and your stances. So I think we need to put fair aside, and we need to all come together and stand for what is right and what is correct and just.